watching Fox 32's Good Day Wake Up.
Depression and anxiety are on the rise among many groups, but the CDC says black men in the U.S. are half as likely to receive mental health care as their white counterparts. Why might that be? What could change that? I brought those questions to Dr. Maxwell. He's the director of clinical training at the Chicago School of Professional Psychology. Dr. Maxwell believes there are a number of reasons black men are often reluctant to seek treatment. One of the biggest reasons, the stigma in the black community. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, 63% of African Americans believe a mental health condition is a sign of personal weakness. Another reason, expectations around black masculinity and this idea of manning up and handling your business. Dr. Maxwell says high costs of mental health care and the lack of access to services are barriers as well. And he says it doesn't help that there aren't many therapists out there that look like him.
Only 1% of all mental health practitioners are African American men. So if someone is going online looking for a practitioner that they think that may be able to relate to them, to connect with them, empathize with them, they can trust, they're not there, or there's so few, it's very difficult to get an appointment.
We talked at great length about what keeps men and black men in particular from seeking mental health care, but we talked in greater detail about what could encourage them to seek help.
One would be, you have nothing to prove, right? Your ancestors have done that work. You have nothing to prove now, go get this work done. Two, the work is entirely confidential, right? Your counselor is held under a code of ethics where they are to keep y'all's conversations private. Three, you get to pick your therapist, right? When you go to prison, or if you're in some other institution, they're picked for you. But you're able to pick your own therapist, do your due diligence, shop around. I'm gonna share a website before we end our interview where African-American men can find someone that may look like them. Number four, there is no shame in seeking help. I would argue that that's a sign of strength to state that I don't have it all figured out. There are professionals out there who are trained in this area. They're trained listeners. And then finally, counseling is not for people who are at a crisis or crazy. I would say on my caseload, I don't have any of those folks. Most of the folks that I work with on my caseload are normal folks like you and I who just have a bump in the road in their life or have a little hiccup and just need a little nudge. Certainly there are facilities and services for individuals who are in a deep crisis, but we got to get out of this idea that counseling, the stigma, that counseling is just for crazy people.
Dr. Maxwell says there are so many resources out there to help us all get help. One in particular he kept mentioning is therapy for blackmen.org. If you need help finding a resource out there, I am personally letting you know you can reach out to me and I will help you find one.